can see that with the learners, you can actually spend some time, you can spend a lesson looking at the textures, you could even spend 2, looking at line, exploring the object, getting to know it. They need to learn these drawing skills before attempting the scraperboard. Okay, so now you're going to get your board, which should be dry. So part of it is lighter and part of it is darker. So you can actually do quite a simple drawing just using lines and scratching in using the lines. Okay. Looking at this one, it's a little bit more complicated because the light source you can see is coming from this side, but they haven't outlined everything exactly. So just be careful of outlining your whole object because you can't get the black back again. So you're going to need to decide which parts you want really light and which parts you want dark. This is quite a clever one with the background and the black and white. So that's just something to keep in mind. But again, if the light source is coming from this side, then the light will fall on everything from that same side. And here you've got these very dark shadows and these grays which have come in by scratching. So what I'm going to suggest is that you make some very small marks as to where your object is going to sit. This is what I would do. Just generally whereabouts on your paper it's going to sit. So maybe you can look at the top, look at the 2 sides, look at the bottom, and then you can start to work into it. And it's going to be up to you to decide whether your focus is going to be on texture, like hatching and cross-hatching, or whether you like this idea of making the whole thing with little dots. Okay? In this case, you don't need to outline, you can actually start with the little dots. But even something as complex as this has a light source from the one particular side. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to start just by making tiny little marks, and this is according to what you've observed in your drawing exercises. So once again, you're not going into trying to be perfect in one little area. You're kind of working on the whole thing first by getting an idea of where certain things are. And you can still change that at this stage. So you've got to decide whether you are going landscape and your object is wide, or whether it's long and thin and your object is tall.